Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. And we begin with what could be a bumpy start to holiday travel. AAA predicts 80 million Americans will take to the skies and the roads to get to Grandma's house for Thanksgiving. But the weather may not cooperate, especially for those hoping to get a jump start on their journey. Starting this week, major storms are forecast for the West Coast, Midwest, and Northeast. Forecasters don't like to predict more than 7 days out, but according to NBC News, next week could also be messy. Regardless of the weather, it's safe to say you won't have a lot of elbow room. 71.7 million people are expected to drive to get where they're going, while nearly 6 million will fly. If those predictions hold up, both will set new all-time records. For those flying, this next story sounds worse than it is. Spirit Airlines, the low-cost carrier that has struggled recently with its finances, has filed for bankruptcy. The airline hasn't turned a profit since 2019. It attempted to merge with JetBlue, but a judge blocked the plan over concerns it would reduce the number of low-cost options available to travelers. Since then, Spirit has been shrinking its operations and selling off planes to try to cut costs and raise cash, but the efforts haven't been enough. Still, according to the airline, it will continue to fly normally, and those getting out of Dodge over the next 2 weeks need not worry. Bankruptcy will allow the airline to restructure its payment plans and other finances, but tickets, credits, and loyalty points will be honored as usual. The sixth test of Starship is slated for later today. Starship is the reusable spacecraft that Elon Musk's company, SpaceX, intends to take astronauts to the moon and eventually Mars. Starship's launch window will open at 4 o'clock Central Time this afternoon. This latest test aims to expand ship and booster capabilities to bring Starship closer to being a fully reusable rocket system. Reusable rockets make space exploration less expensive and therefore more affordable for businesses. Other mission objectives for today's test include returning the booster stage back to its launch site, just like last time, reigniting an engine while in space, and practicing re-entry maneuvers. Starship is the most powerful launch vehicle that has ever been developed. Apple may be ready to party like it's 2009. That was when the tech giant was believed to be working on their version of a television set. Although they eventually created a streaming company called Apple TV Plus, they have never made actual televisions or flat panel screens. Now, according to some industry insiders, that idea may be back on the table. The project is just in the thinking stages, however, and is years from launching, if it ever does. Before he passed away in 2011, Apple co-founder Steve Jobs said he was going to reinvent the TV with new features and intuitive technology. But in 2010, when Tim Cook took over the company, he said he had no interest in making a TV set. We might soon find out if he's since changed his mind. Climate change is melting snow in unexpected places, revealing all sorts of surprises about our Earth's distant past. One of those surprises is in the Italian Alps, where an entire ecosystem that predates the dinosaurs was discovered by a hiker. She noticed she was walking on stones with odd patterns and realized she was actually standing on fossils. Her discovery uncovered many well-preserved remains of reptiles and amphibians that give a vivid picture of life 280 million years ago, during what's called the Permian period in Earth's history. That's even before dinosaurs, who wouldn't appear for another 15 to 20 million years. While scientists have come across Permian period sites before, they say this one has an extraordinary large number and wide variety of fossils, giving them a lot of information about this distant era. Still to come, it's not easy to stump Pentagon officials, especially when it comes to flying objects, but some recent reports have them scratching their heads. But first, today's KidNuz quiz. Why might this week be rough traveling for people getting an early start on their Thanksgiving holiday? Several storms are in the forecast. What U.S. airline has filed for bankruptcy protection? spirit. What device is Apple rumored to be thinking about making that it considered once before? A TV. Melting snow in the Alps has revealed fossils that date back 280 million years before the appearance of what giant creatures? The dinosaurs. In today's KidNuz Kicker, the Pentagon is releasing its annual report on UFO sightings, and while they say most were easily explained as ordinary objects that were misidentified, there are still roughly 24 cases out of the 757 that have them puzzled. The sightings range from May of 2023 to June of 2024, and the ones that stuck out as unexplainable involve orbs, cylinders, and triangles. In many cases, the objects accelerated at extremely high speeds or appeared to move in ways that most aircraft cannot. Even so, officials say they have seen no definite examples of extraterrestrial technology in the skies and speculate that some of the objects could simply be highly advanced drones. Still, until a few years ago, it was almost unheard of for the military to acknowledge UFOs at all. Before we go, we want to shout out our teachers, Ms. Petrini and her Bulldogs at Bell in Papillion, Nebraska, Mrs. D and the STS Knights at St. Timothy School in Los Angeles, California, and Mrs. Murphy and her Pembroke Titans at Hobbamock School in Pembroke, Massachusetts. Thanks for listening. A reminder that our biggest fundraiser of the year is underway. We know there are many deserving nonprofits out there, and we hope you'll consider KidNuz. All donations are tax deductible. More info is on our website, kidnuz.org. Have a great day. We'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.